Absolutely not, because they don't allow you to talk to anybody on the phone. They direct you to their website, to customer relations. I submitted 2 claims for my initial flight and the one on the way back. The only thing I received from American Airlines, and it is July the 28th, and I sent that on July 10th, was an automated response on July 10th. Where is my reimbursement? I don't know who needs to contact me, but y'all need to contact me quickly, because I will never step foot on an American Airlines flight again. And if I do, it must be because you all are the only airline left on the earth. Okay? Terrible customer service. And I know so many other people have terrible experiences with you all. You need to do better. And if you're going to be an airline of delays, at least have a good customer service team on the back end and allow people to talk to someone on the phone other than just submitting claims to a customer relations link.
People in Europe complain about budget airlines a lot differently than Americans do. Reason why is that the people in Europe, when they complain about budget airlines, it's usually about the seating being too tight, or that the baggage restrictions is too strict, or they're not serving snacks, small stuff. And to be honest, to fly from a Poland to a Barcelona for under 50 euros, that is crazy. Because as an American, if I'm flying, say, from New Jersey to Florida for under $50, I'm just happy the plane flew and landed safely.
Every single American Airlines flight across the United States has just been grounded for an emergency IT outage. Just a few moments ago, it was announced by the FAA that there is a massive IT outage affecting American Airlines that has caused the FAA to ground all of their planes. And as you can tell from images like this, taxiways at airports like this one at DFW are now backing up, causing delays with other flight carriers as well. Now, this happens just one day after the massive T-Mobile and Verizon IT outage that happened yesterday. And as of right now, the FAA isn't giving any other details besides calling it an IT outage, and they have grounded every single American Airlines flight in America. And at this moment means there are 130 fewer flights in the air than the same time last Tuesday. So if you are flying American Airlines later today or know somebody who is, share this video with them, because their flight is most certainly getting delayed, and make sure you follow here to stay up to date with all the news going on as it happens.
Well, you just saw that. Let me get your opinion at the comment section. What do you think about this? Because some of them are saying that they will never ever get there again. They will never get there again. Like, they are tired. Like, some people even go to the airport 2 hours before the plane is supposed to kick off. But still yet the plane will not kick off at that time. It will still be as though they have to wait and wait and wait and wait. And to make matters worse, the customer service there is not good at all, according to what they are saying in that video, that the customer service are not good at all. I mean, the experience was really imagine a whole lot of people complaining about one thing. You should know that this is true, right? We should not be doubting it. They are coming online to complain about the services, the American Airlines services. So they should actually take into consideration how their customer services are being handled. Yes, how their workers, how their customer service representative handling the customers. How they handling the customers, because it matters a lot. All right, so they should actually look into it. And missing luggages as well. Missing luggages, delays in flights, and they make them so sad. Imagine having to meet up with a business meeting and you're being delayed like this. Will you be able to meet up? No, you'll not be able to meet up. You'll not be able to meet up if you're being delayed like this. So, lovely people, let me get your opinion. Let's continue to watch. Let's watch this next set of clips again, and then we'll come back for our commentary.
Imagine showing up at the airport, checking your bag, going through security, expecting to get on a plane, and then a bus shows up. That's what's happening to some unwitting American Airlines passengers.
There was some cussing. There was some questioning. Did I book the right thing? Is this the right spot? So they were all, I would say, in shock. Not me, just because I was prepared.
Some passengers say they're getting blindsided by this. But if you go on American Airlines website and try to book certain routes, you'll see it includes an icon that says part of the trip is on a luxury bus. The confusion seems to arise on third-party booking websites that aren't as clear that some of the routes include bus rides. American Airlines and the company that operates the buses say that this is part of a small but growing program to connect people from smaller airports with limited commercial flight options to the rest of the country and even the rest of the world.
We are operating these smaller communities to give them access to the hub that they can build their connections onward to London Heathrow or to LA, wherever they happen to be going.
Is it different and is it new to consumers? Of course. And our number one goal is making the experience amazing. And the last thing we'd ever want is for people to feel like they weren't getting what they wanted.
Is American really that bad? I'm a United guy, but I'm about to fly American. Let's find out. First thing, American has 9 boarding groups. United has fewer, so this already feels a little chaotic. I'm in Charlotte, one of American's biggest hubs, and honestly, the airport is pretty solid, clean, easy to get around, except you have to walk a lot, and a ton of food options. Back at the gate, things kind of stalled out.
We're delayed, but only by like 15 minutes, but nobody looks happy right now.
American's running this route on an A321, the longest narrow-body plane out there. I'm in the back, no status, and I'll be honest, this is not my favorite plane. It just feels long and a little tight. But on board, free snacks, free soda, even Wi-Fi free on this flight, and overall, it was honestly fine. I think when you're flying domestic, American versus United, it's a pretty similar experience.
Tonight, American Airlines ordered a ground stop for all flights not in the air. And I'm here at DFW, the biggest hub for the airline. You can see now they are back up and running. We're told the airline had an IT outage that they're working through now, but that flights are taking off once again. We could see that as we made our approach here to the airport. But the problem is, when you suffer an outage for a half hour, 45 minutes, it causes lots of delays. And so that's what we're seeing now, according to FlightAware, the flight tracking website. More than 300 flights here departing or arriving at DFW Airport are currently delayed. I was talking to one employee here about what that actually looks like. So for the entire IT outage, she said, you just couldn't check anybody in. Their system simply wasn't working, and people tried logging into the app. That didn't work either. So everything is relatively back to normal here at DFW. For now, the outage is over, but it'll be a while as employees try to work their way through the backlog and these delays.
This video is for American Airlines and American Airlines only. I got a bone to pick with you right now. Today I had a flight. That flight was from Dallas to New York. We get on the plane, we take off, we're flying. We were 30 minutes out from landing, and then they gave us an announcement that they are running out of fuel. And because of that, they're gonna have to land in Philadelphia. So we land in Philadelphia, and they said, okay, we're gonna have to.
I hate American Airlines! Guys, I can't even make this up. You guys know like the trials and tribulations that I went through to go to Stagecoach with American Airlines. Whatever, I don't care. I'm over here like, okay, yay, like announcing like, okay, Waterboy's going to LA. We're doing 24 videos in 24 hours. Like, guys, like submit your billboard applications by tagging Waterboy. It's gonna be so much fun, right? Right. Okay, I'm over here. I get home after booking my flight. I'm like, God, like it's at 8:30. I get to LA at like 9:30-ish. It's gonna be so much fun. Boom, flight delayed 2 hours. Okay, cool. I'm like, whatever, 2 hours is not bad. Boom, 3 hours. I said, what is going on? So I call 3 customer service representatives, right? I'm very familiar with this situation, right? I'm like, hey, I need a refund right now. Like there's a flight on Delta that can get me there at exactly like what? Like even I think like 8:30 or 9. I have no clue, whatever. They're like, no, hang up, no, hang up. Third girl, loved her so much. She said, let's see what I can do for you. I said, yes! Anyways, it was refunded. I said, okay, cool. Now it is 3 hours until my flight. I have to leave in about maybe like 45 minutes to the airport. Am I packed? No, clearly not. The cigarettes are on the ground. Anyways, nevertheless, I got it. Did I lose a bunch of hair while getting my flight to LA to pursue this 24 videos in 24 hours for Waterboy? Yeah, I did. Okay, anyways, we're going. Wow, that was the like craziest 30 minutes of my entire life. I gotta go. I have to pack. Goodbye.
At this point, I'm convinced that American Airlines sucks. 'Cause I usually don't fly with them, but I fly with them today. And every time I fly with them, they delay my flight. How do y'all delay my flight every time I fly with y'all? And it's only been 3 times. I know that trend that say surviving. We're making a Netflix documentary of surviving, whatever. I need to make a Netflix documentary of me surviving American Airlines.
This video is for American Airlines. If you are not American Airlines, you can keep scrolling. Explain to me how this is legal, okay? I boarded my flight at 4 p.m. and they kept us on the aircraft for 4 hours, okay? Stand still before deboarding us. It is now 11 p.m. and there's no agent, no one here. We're just sitting here like fucking idiot. And my only suitcase is on the plane, so I can't leave. I have nothing on me, not even my keys to the house. The gate next to us just announced that their flight is canceled until tomorrow morning. So I'm concerned that our flight is going to be canceled till tomorrow morning, and I am essentially homeless. The best part is I call an American Airlines agent on the phone, explain the situation, and he essentially tells me that the next available flight to Miami from New York is on Monday. It's Saturday. Weather is out of people's control, but communication is not. And this is absolutely wild. I feel like Tom Hanks in that movie where he can't leave the airport. Maybe I just live here now.
American Airlines just kicked every single one of these people off of that airplane over there. The airplane right behind me has a maintenance issue. This is not a new maintenance issue. In fact, the crew told us that this issue has been ongoing for a long time. Since it is an issue with the braking system, once it has been flagged, you can only fly a certain number of times on that airplane before they have to do the maintenance. So, a long time ago this issue was flagged. American Airlines knew exactly how many flights they'd have left to fly on this airplane. And not only did they not put any plans to fix it, but they didn't even mark it in the system. And only after every single person was already on the airplane did the maintenance team figure out, oh, this plane is now no longer in service. Now every single one of these people is sitting here waiting. They've given us no news about when a new plane will be available. Somebody explain to me why American Airlines is letting critical maintenance issues go so long unresolved that it's stranding hundreds of customers at the airport. And while you're at it, explain to me how we all ended up on the airplane before they realized this. American Airlines, you need to do better.
Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. As you just saw in that video, those are Americans complaining about American Airlines. Yes, they are complaining because according to them, the kind of services they are rendering now, they don't like it. Yeah, they don't like it, and they are actually complaining about delays. They are complaining about missing bags. They are complaining about high charges, customer service. They are complaining about a whole lot which need to actually be looked into. Okay, their complaints should not be overlooked, because some companies now, they will just overlook and they will not they'll not take into consideration how the customers are feeling, how they are being treated, and their complaints are as well. All right, now let us continue to watch. I'm going to bring up a set of clips again. You're going to watch to actually get people's opinion on this issue. Let us watch. We'll come back again for our commentary.
I know Spirit gets a lot of hate for being the worst airline, and it's kind of like a running joke because they're cheap or whatever. Me personally, Spirit is not my favorite, but not for those reasons. I just don't think it's an experience. You got to pay for water, pay for snacks, pay for your seat, pay for your carry-on. The seats be uncomfortable. It's just not an experience to me. However, Spirit is not the worst in my opinion. The worst airline, hands down, has got to be American Airlines. American Airlines has got to be the worst airline. It is always something with American, bro. I'm getting stressed out just thinking about it. They'll delay you for no reason, cancel you for no reason, terrible customer service, no help whatsoever. They're just useless. I cannot stand American Airlines at all. It is never a peaceful experience flying American. You are bound to be stressed out. You're going to be stressed out. 2 years ago, when I noticed this pattern with them, I said, I'm not flying with them again. However, I had a flight credit last year that I needed to use. And of course, they found a way to irritate me somehow once again. Like, I cannot stand American. I'd rather pay for a more expensive flight with somewhere else or row a boat to where I need to go before I get on an American airline plane. No, thank you.
American Airlines, I hate to have to bring this to the internet, but you've left me no choice but to use my platform to share with you how terrible of a company you are and the lackluster customer service that you all have. So I flew American Airlines to Europe for my Euro summer adventure, and it was a terrible experience from start to finish. Let's start with the fact that my initial flight was delayed. So it caused me to miss my connecting flight, which led to me being rerouted to London, where I sat for almost 8 hours, which ultimately led to me being late to Lisbon, missing the first full day of my trip. And I didn't receive any communication, not so much as a sorry, but I let it go and I moved forward with my trip. After about 13 days in Europe, I got back on an American Airlines flight to head back to North Carolina, and the initial flight from Barcelona to Philadelphia delayed. By the time I landed in Philadelphia, the flight from Philadelphia to Raleigh was delayed, and it was ultimately canceled. They rebooked me to a 10 p.m. flight, and within 15 minutes of being rebooked on that flight, delays. The airline of delays. And at this point, I'm frustrated, I'm irritated, and I'm ready to get home. So I called them on the phone and I'm like, look, is it possible to get me rebooked on the first flight out of Philadelphia tomorrow? Because I don't feel confident that this flight that you rebooked me to is actually going to leave. And when I actually checked that flight, I think it also was delayed, or maybe it was canceled. And they said, okay, they were willing to do that, and they gave me 3 hotel options. Of the 3 hotel options, they are not places that I normally would stay, but the best of those options was the La Quinta when I saw it online. But when I arrived in person, it was so low budget. It was dirt on the walls. The doors were chipped. I did not feel comfortable living there. I did not feel comfortable in those conditions. I was literally lifting up the mattresses to make sure I didn't see bed bugs. And so I get on the phone with them again. I say, I can't stay here. I absolutely will not stay here. I don't live like this. And I feel as you all are a $1 million, probably $1 billion company, you shouldn't even subject your paying customers to that level of a hotel. And they told me, well, if you're willing to rebook your hotel, we'll reimburse you up to $100. That's what they told me. Have I received a $100 reimbursement? No. Have I received anything? Absolutely not, because they don't allow you to talk to anybody on the phone. They direct you to their website, to customer relations. I submitted 2 claims for my
running out of fuel, and because of that, they're going to have to land in Philadelphia. So we land in Philadelphia, and they said, okay, we're going to have to go to one of the little holding spots to get fuel. So we land, we go over to the little holding space, and we're waiting for fuel. It took 45 minutes for the fuel to get started. No announcements whatsoever. Then there was an announcement that the fuel was started and we're good to go. So we start pushing back. As we start pushing back, they make an announcement that there's a chance that the pilots and the crew might time out and their day might have to end, which would keep us from being able to fly. But they said that as long as they take off within the next hour, we'll be good. So they told everybody on the plane, they're like, we're pretty confident that we can get off of the ground before our time's up. We're all good. So we push off, we go over to the tarmac where you take off, and we're waiting. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. And then, not an hour later, 30 minutes later, they come on the intercom and they say, hey, we're timed out, we gotta go back to the gate. That obviously sucks. At this point, I'm just looking at train tickets because the train is an hour from Philadelphia to New York. But this is where it gets ridiculous. We get back to the gate because now I'm getting off the plane. They said, no, don't worry. We have a new pilot flying in from Chicago, and he just got here. He'll be here in 45 minutes. So we're sitting there waiting for the pilot, and everyone's getting a little bit restless, including myself, in fairness. So we're thinking to ourselves, we're like, can we just get off of the plane? Like, I'll just take a train. It's fine. I'm an hour away. They're like, no, you cannot get off the plane. I said, okay, I can't get off the plane. I'm just going to sit here. So then I sit down, and they come on the intercom again, and they're like, hey, so if anybody wants to get off the plane, that's fine, but your bags are gonna fly with this flight, meaning you will not get your bags for a couple of days, maybe a little over a week, because you'll have to mail them to yourself or go get them at the airport in New York. So a lot of the people didn't check in bags. I did. So all the people who just have carry-ons get up, and they start getting ready to get off the plane, because they just told us that that's allowed. They get on the intercom again. They go, just so that you know, we have an agent who's going to have to write down every single person's name who is choosing to get off of the plane. And then we'll let the captain on, and then we'll push back. Half the plane was getting ready to leave. So they're writing down names one by one. This takes 30, 40 minutes. So everyone's getting off. I sat back down because I don't want to have to go back to the airport to get my check bag.
Please do not leave the boarding area. The new flight attendants have been assigned. We just don't know where they are, so they should be here shortly.
Did you hear that? We haven't even gotten to this part of the story yet. So then, after 30 minutes of them writing down random people's names, they get back on the intercom. They're like, actually, we're deboarding everybody, so everyone needs to get up and get off. So we deboard. We get to the gate where we're going to eventually have to get back onto the plane, and they tell us that if you have checked bags on the plane, you have to wait here until we find a new pilot and a new crew. And you can't go anywhere unless you want to have to go mail your luggage to yourself. And now they just told us right now that the new flight attendants were assigned, but they don't know where they are. So American Airlines, get in the comments, figure it out, help me out.
Once the flight attendants get here, sign on, tell us it's okay, we will start reboarding. So please pull your boarding passes back up if you need to.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Wow, thank you so much, family, for watching till this moment. You know, in my opinion, I would say they should ensure to satisfy the customer, because in a business, customer is the king. If the customers are not there, so why is the business there? The business will never grow, you will never see profits. So if the customers are not there, there is I don't know why the business is existing. So they have to do everything possible to satisfy. Though I know that some customers will always complain, but at least out of 50 customers you have, let only about 3 complain. The rest should actually be satisfied. But if all the 50 customers are complaining, then there is something wrong with you. You can't say there is something wrong with the customers. You can't say there is something wrong with the customers. Then there's a probability that there is something wrong with you. So you have to look into it. As the business, you have to look into the customers' complaint. That's my opinion. That's what I can say. Because coming online to complain like this, and these people, they have freedom of speech. You can't stop them. You can't stop them. You can't tell them which the way to react. Yes, because if they are actually lying about the American Airlines, they should have come up. Yeah, they should have come up to debunk that, to debunk what is being said. Okay, or deny it, but they are not coming up with it, which means that it is true. Which means that it is true. And guess what? They are actually killing your business. They are killing the brand. Because by the time people see, they are able to identify some competitors, they will not pass. They will not come to your business again. They will not buy from you again. So customers need to really be satisfied, and their complaints look into. All right, lovely people, let me get your opinion at the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share. And please do have a nice day.